Hi everyone, my name is Ashani and today I want to explain to you why you go shopping online or at the mall when you don't need an item that you end up purchasing. You see, when you can understand why you are shopping in these scenarios, you have a significantly higher chance of changing that behavior and breaking this pattern in your life. To people who don't have a shopping habit, it can seem counterintuitive or even silly to go and buy something when you don't need it or at times even want it. You might have a friend or partner who asks you, "Why did you buy that if you didn't want it?" And often you don't know the answer to yourself, and so it becomes an impossible question to answer. You're left feeling embarrassed, guilty and ashamed for doing it. As the parcels start arriving in the mail, you might even have forgotten what you bought and trying to remember what is in there. And if you don't have the financial resources to fund your unnecessary purchases, or you're using credit or borrowing beyond your means to pay it back, it can make you feel terrible. It can seem crazy to yourself and to others, but you still do it and you don't understand why. In this video, I'm going to explain why you do it, and in the next video, I'm going to explain how to stop. So, why do you do it? Well, it's because you've trained yourself to do it. It's a habit that you have formed, a learned response for dealing with and avoiding upsets, boredom, anger, or wanting to feel like you are part of a particular group of people. As humans, we naturally move towards being comfortable and happy and move away from experiences that make us feel sad or uncomfortable. The urge to shop is a comforting mechanism that you have unconsciously trained yourself to create whenever you feel sad, lonely, depressed, bored, or guilty. When you buy an item, you're not buying it because you need it, but you're buying it because you want to satisfy an urge. That is to feel happy, to feel like you belong, that you're special, and that you're valuable. In other words, you aren't buying the item for itself, but rather the feeling that you imagine you're going to have when you experience having it. Now, this could be a long-standing behavior in your life that started in childhood. For example, going shopping with your parents could have been a happy activity that you all did together. And so therefore you learn to associate shopping with being happy. Or this could be a recent thing that has developed in your life after something you didn't want to happen occurred unexpectedly. Something like a grief, a breakup, a redundancy, or a betrayal. Knowing that this is a deeply rooted habit rather than a moral failure or financial incompetency is good news. Good news because if you've trained yourself into this behavior, no matter how young you were when you started it, you can train yourself out. An example of how this works is if you have a row or an upset at work, then you might find yourself browsing online, looking at shoes, handbags, clothing, things that you don't need. And you're doing this because you've programmed yourself to do this at a subconscious level. Internally, you have directed yourself to create an urge to shop and to soothe and comfort yourself. The shopping is an attempt to satisfy or distract you from the upset. The training you've given yourself goes something like this. When I'm upset, create an urge to shop, browse online, buy, feel better. However, as you know, this cycle has a sinister end, which is the consequence. A consequence is something that is left after the urge has been satisfied and the item has been purchased. And it can take the form of increased debt, clothes in a wardrobe full that you never wear, a frustrated partner, and an emotional need that remains unfilled. The good news is that when we understand how we got to this place and we can identify the shopping habit in place, we can retrain our behavior and create a healthier, happier, cheaper life without excessive shopping. So I hope this has been helpful to you to understand why you shop when you don't need the item. If you have found this video helpful and would like to know more, click on the link below to join my Facebook group. It's a private group that I'm putting out exclusive content to help people just like you fully overcome their shopping habit. To keep the integrity of the group, you will need to answer the 3 questions, and you'll be glad you did, as there are a number of resources that will help you take the first steps to stop excessive shopping. See you in the next video.